What's up guys, I'm going to show you how to create an Instagram chatbot. The main thing I want to show you is the framework of it. It'll be able to handle multiple messages at once, qualify leads, handle objections, and book appointments. Well, once they're qualified, send them a link to book an appointment. But I guess I mainly wanted to show you just the architecture of it, and sort of the logic that you can apply to any sort of conversational AI agent, or that you should apply to any conversational agent. The workflow will be in the link down below. I'll just show you a quick demo. Then I'll show you how to create it. So I'll just say, hey, I'm interested in automating and implementing AI. I'm a realtor from New Zealand. So if we come back to the workflow, we check the executions, you can see we sent 4 messages and it's running 4 times. And so if we check this first one, what it's going to do is it's going to stop, and then the second one is going to stop, and then the third one's going to stop as well, because every time it checked the processing lock, it was always different to what was set, because a new message made it set a new execution ID. And so it said, great to have you here as a realtor. What specific areas are you looking to automate with AI? It could be lead generation, customer service, or something else. I'll just say I'm specifically looking to automate lead qualification and possibly lead nurturing in the future. I've only $2,500 for my budget. So you can see there's 2 running again. You can see the first one that was running cancelled out because a new lock was set just like before. And then you can see the intent agent recognize its general inquiry, and because we just said we already got the budget, it's going to ask us for the timeline. So I'll just say probably within the next month. I'm a bit skeptical. Is the technology good enough? So it should recognize that we did send an objection in this last one, and then route it to the objection handling agent. So yep, you can see it routed to the objection handling. And then so it just replied, I get that concern. The technology has come a long way and many agents are seeing real benefits. What specifically worries you about its effectiveness? And I'll just say, do people get annoyed if they think they are talking to an AI? So I get that concern. Some people might prefer human interactions, but many understand that AI can improve service. It's all about how you position it. Being transparent can go a long way. Would you like tips on how to do that? And then I'll just say, no, it's okay. Can we talk about it in a meeting? So I said, sure, let's set up a meeting. When are you available to chat about it? Anytime is good. And then you can see it said, perfect. Sounds like we can definitely help with automating lead qualification within your timeline. Let's map out exactly how this would work for your budget range. And then just a link to the calendar. And then if you can bring a rough list of what you want to automate and the priority order, that'd be really helpful for our discussion. Looking forward to chatting soon. Yeah, so to get started, you'll need a GoHighLevel account. So yeah, you can see you can get a 14-day free trial, or I think the cheapest, so $97 per month is the cheapest package. But yeah, log in or create an account. So once you're in, you want to come to settings. It's at the bottom left hand side. You probably can't see it. And then you want to scroll down and you want to go to integrations. There should be an option here to connect your Facebook page. So you want to go ahead and connect that. And then whatever Instagrams are connected to your Facebook page, you'll be able to have them as an option here. And then, so from there, you want to come to automation. And then we'll go create workflow. We'll go start from scratch. I'll just rename the workflow to Instagram chatbot. tutorial, and then we want to go add new trigger, and we want to go customer replied, and then we go add filters, and we'll go select, and we go reply channel, and then go Instagram DM. So we'll save that trigger, and then all we're going to do from here is we're going to send a webhook, and then we're going to need to send it to N8N, but first we'll click on add item in the custom data, and we'll just go message, and then we'll put the message body, and then we'll save the action. We need the URL, so let's go to N8N. So if you don't know what N8N is, it's just like another automation platform, but it's more on like the technical side. Log in or create an account. It also costs money if you're going to use the cloud hosted version, but there's heaps of ways to self-host it pretty cheap or even for free. But yeah, log in or create an account. Okay, and once you're in, you just want to click on create workflow, and then for our first step, it'll be webhook, and then we'll change the method to a post, and then we'll grab this production URL here. So we'll just click on it to copy it, and the method on the GoHighLevel side will be a post as well, and we'll just paste that URL in there, and then we'll save that action. Now what we'll do is we'll publish this workflow, and I'll just message the Instagram account. So I'll just message it. I'll just say, hey, there we go. We got a message. Actually, I forgot to activate this workflow, so we'll activate the workflow. Click got it, and then I'll just message it again. So I'll say, hey again. So you can see I said hey, and if we check executions, you can see the webhooks come through. So if we check this, it'll say my username, and then where is it? The message is hey. So we'll copy that to editor. Just on the GoHighLevel side, if we come to automation and we come back to the Instagram chatbot tutorial, and we go enrollment history, and we go see contact execution path, you can see it triggered because I sent the message in Instagram DM, and then it sent the webhook to the URL. So now in N8N, our next step is going to be a set, so edit fields, and then we'll go add field, and we'll go contact ID. So we'll grab our contact ID in the body, and then we'll go add field, we'll go message, which was the message, yeah, so this body here. So the next one will be execution ID, and this is just a expression, and this will just be execution ID, and you can see it says failed at execution time because it has its own individual execution ID. And then I think we're good. So our next step will be a Redis, and it will just be a set. So this, set the value of a key in Redis. And so if you want to connect your Redis account, so we'll go create new credential. What you want to do is you want to come to Upstash, create an account or login. So once you're in, you want to go create database, and I'll just name this N8N, and then you want to choose your primary region. So wherever you are or wherever the person using the automation is going to be. So for me, the closest one is Australia, and then we'll just go next. So just go free, and then go next, and then click create. So from here, click on token, and then paste that in the password. And then for the host, you want to copy this HTTPS and then paste that in there. And then you actually just want to remove the HTTPS and the colon and the slashes. Then you want to switch on SSL, and then the port was 6379, so we can just leave it like that, and then we'll just hit save. So that's connected successfully. So we'll just send this through, and then for the key, what we'll put is lock colon, and then we'll put contact ID, and then for the value, what we'll put is execution ID, and then put the key type as string, and then you can just have this off because we'll delete it later in the workflow. Then from there, what we'll do is we'll add a wait node, and this is up to you. So however long you want the workflow to wait for that second message that comes through, but I'll just put like 20 seconds. And then from there, what we'll do is we'll add another Redis node, and this will just be a get. So get the value of a key from Redis, and then the name will be current lock, and then the key will just be what we put before, so lock colon, and if we just execute these previous steps, it's in the wait node, and then we need to go lock, and then from edit fields would probably be the best, so lock and then contact ID, and then we execute that step, and you can see it's still 4723. And so we'll move on to the next step, which is an if node. So we'll go if, and so it'll be if, and then when we go to this first Redis, let me just rename it. So we know, so this one will be set processing lock. So we'll rename that, and then this one will be check processing lock, rename that. And then in the if node, we'll go, so the set processing lock, drag the execution ID into value 1, and then we'll go is equal to the current lock. So that just means that when the user first sent their message, it's going to create a new lock on the execution ID. So if after 20 seconds it's still the same lock, then it's going to filter through. So now if we go execute step, so that's true because the current lock is still 4723. And so I'll just rename this to if still active processor. And then so from here, what we'll do is we'll send a request. A request. And this is going to be to high level. So let's go to the documentation. So let's search for conversations. So this one right here, search conversations. And then what we'll do is we'll just copy this curl. I'll just click import here and then click import there. What this is going to do is it's going to search for the conversations from this Instagram account. So what we need to do is go send query parameters. And then for the name, we'll go contact ID. And then in edit fields, grab that same contact ID and put it in the value. And so we've already got these headers. So what we need to do is grab our API key. So we'll head back to high level or come back to settings. And so there's two ways you can get a API key. You can regenerate your API key in your business profile. You can scroll down, come to private integrations. So for the private integration, you just go create new integration and put in your name. So I'll go tutorial. I'll hit next. And then put in the scopes you need. So I'll just go view, edit, view conversation, edit conversation messages. I'll click create. And then I'll copy this, and then you want to put it somewhere safe because you probably won't be able to see it again. And then we'll come back to our request, and then for the value, we'll put bearer, and then space, and then we'll paste in our private integration token. So if we execute that step, you can see our conversations. So this is our conversation ID, and we've got an unread count of 2. And so from here, what we want to do, and so I'll just rename this to conversation ID, and I'll just remove it so from here, we'll just duplicate this node here, and what we're actually going to do is we're going to remove this search, and we're just going to put the conversation ID from the request node after the slash, and then after the conversation ID we'll go put another slash, and then we just go messages, and we don't have to send the contact ID. And I think that's all good there. And then we'll just rename this node to get conversation history. Get conversation. So if we execute that step, so you can see that the 2 messages that I sent to the high level account or to the Instagram account was hey, and then I sent another message which was hey. So from there, what we'll do is we'll add a code node. So go code. So I'll just paste in the code. So I just need to rename this to extract data, because you can see in the code node it failed, but in line 2 it's referencing extract data. So we'll execute that step, and you can see the current message is hey, and then the individual unanswered, I should have put 2 hays here, but anyways, what we'll do is we'll rename this to combine message and history. So from here, what we need to do is add an AI agent. So AI agent, and then source for prompt will be defined below. And then for the user message, I've just got unanswered messages, and then I put the individual unanswered in here. From here, we'll go require specific output format, and we'll go add option, and we'll go system message. I'll just paste in the system message. We'll change it to expression. And then you can see it says you are an intent classifier for Instagram DM automation. Analyze the message and conversation history to route to the appropriate agent based on qualification status. And so you can decide what sort of qualification you want for your chatbot. Mine's pretty basic, but you can see that I give it the conversation history from the code node. So we've got 2 hey messages and then the current message. And yeah, I actually like to have this on individual unanswered, but we'll just leave it like that for now. And then you can see the qualification criteria, which is just the business type, the automation they need, and then the timeline they want to implement, and then just a budget range. And then we got 3 agents that it's going to route to. So that'll be general inquiries, objection handling, and then a scheduling agent, but pretty much just giving them a link to the calendar. And then it's just got the output format down the bottom. So route to general inquiry, objection handling, or scheduling. So from here we'll come out, and for the chat model we'll just use Open Router. We'll just go with 4.0 mini because it's just deciding the intent. And yeah, if you don't know how to connect your Open Router account, so come to Open Router AI, log in or create an account, and then go to credits. It always glitches when I come on here. I was meant to say 74. Then from here you want to add in some credits, like at least $5 I think. And then you want to go to API keys and create an API key. And then once you've created that, you want to create a new credential and then paste your API key in there and you'll be sweet. And then if we come to output parser, click on structured output parser, and then so I'll just paste it in, but it's just got route to and then general inquiry, so that's just an example. But remember we also got it in here at the bottom, so should be good. Then from here I'll just send it through. So you can see it decided that it was a general inquiry. But what we'll do from here is we'll add a switch node. And so the first value is always going to be route to. And then we need to map out these different routes. So I'll just go output name will be general. Then add a routing rule, route to, objection, handling. And then this last one was scheduling. I'll rename this to objections, and this last one to scheduling. And so it should filter through the first line here, which is general, so general inquiry. So from here we'll need to add in 3 AI agents. So let's go AI agent. For the prompt user message, we'll just go define below. I just like to use the same user message here for all 3 of them. So unanswered messages and then individual unanswered. So this one's undefined, so we'll just drag and drop it. Because usually if it goes through like a switch or if node, you'll probably have to identify what node it's coming from. From there, we'll just add a system message. So I'll just paste it in. And we'll go expression. And then you can see it just says, you are Dimitri, a freelance AI automation specialist. Keep responses conversational and concise. And then we just got the qualification flow, so business type and automation needs. Timeline, when are you looking to get this implemented, budget range, what kind of budget are you working with for your automation, and then move to scheduling if qualified. And then your approach, so 1 to 2 sentences, 1 question at a time, and then work in chronological order from 1 to 4. And then if questions have already been answered, don't ask again. And then just some things to avoid. So I'll rename this to general role inquiry agent. So from there, I'll just duplicate this and we'll connect it to objections. And I'll rename it objection handling, and then agent. And I'll rename that there. So we'll go into it, and then I'll just replace the system message. And you can see it just says, you are Dimitri, handling concerns about AI automations. Keep responses brief and conversational, matching the tone of other agents. And then it's just got some ways to handle like budget handling, objections, and then just some other common concerns as well. And then it's just got your approach, so just the same as the general inquiry agent, and then just some things to avoid again. So I will duplicate this agent, and then we'll connect it to scheduling, and I'll just rename it to scheduling agent. And then once again, I'll just replace the system message. And you can see your Dimitri, they have specific automation needs, reasonable timeline, so within 3 months, and adequate budget, so more than 1,000 or 1,000. And then just the calendar link, so approach, reference their automation needs, timeline, and budget naturally, share calendar link once, and then just the response style and keep it focused. Really, we don't really need this because it's just sending a link, but yeah, it's not really hurting us by having it anyways. And then, so for the chat model, we'll may as well connect it to Open Router as well. Let's just duplicate this, and we'll connect it all up like this. That way it looks a little better. And so from here, we basically got one more step, which is just another request. So we'll go request, and this one will be in messages, and then we just need to go send a new message. We'll copy this curl and we'll paste it in here. So, but just to make this simpler, we'll just go using fields below. We'll go type, and then we'll go to the value, which will just be IG. We'll add another parameter, and this one will just be contact ID. So what we'll do is we'll send it through the agent, and we'll connect this to the request, or we'll connect all of them to the request. And then so the contact ID, we'll get that from the extract data, so place that in there. And then we got one more parameter, which will just be the message. So the name will be message, and then the value will be the output from the agent. Before we send it, I'll just rename it to send Instagram response. So if I send this, authorization. Yeah, forgot to, so once again, we need to put our bearer token in here. So I'll just grab it from this other, from this node here, and I'll just copy that, and I'll just paste that in there, and we'll execute that step. Here's the message. So hi there, how can I assist you? And then if we come back to high level, then you can see this is the message that we sent. Yeah, so that's how you create that chatbot. It wasn't anything too crazy. Yeah, if you guys like the video, then like the video. Let me know anything else you guys might want to see. If you guys want to connect with me on LinkedIn. And I also got the link down below to the school communities. And yeah, if you want to see more videos like this, just around AI, agents, automations, and tools, then just hit subscribe.